You begin in Brownsville, Brooklyn, one of those places where poverty is not an idea but an atmosphere. It presses against your skin the moment you step outside. Broken windows, sirens, hunger that does not announce itself loudly but stays patient and constant. You are small, shy, bullied, and afraid. The world does not expect anything from you, and for a while, neither do you. You are born in 1966 to a family that struggles to survive. Your father is absent. Your mother does what she can, but the neighborhood raises you as much as she does. Brownsville in the 1970s is unforgiving. Crime is normal. Violence is routine. You learn early that weakness invites pain. Other kids beat you, steal from you, humiliate you. You do not fight back, not at first. You carry fear like a second spine. Then something unexpected happens. You discover pigeons. They are gentle, loyal, predictable in a world that is not. You raise them on rooftops. They give you peace. One day an older boy kills one of your pigeons in front of you. Something breaks open. You throw your first punch, not clean, not skilled, but desperate and full of rage. You are beaten again, but a switch has flipped. Fear no longer owns you. Trouble follows. Or maybe you follow trouble. Arrests, theft, street fights. By the age of 13, you are sent to a reform school, Tryon School for Boys. History could have ended there, the way it ends for so many others from Brownsville. Instead, this is where your life changes direction. At Tryon, you meet Cus D'Amato. Cus is not impressed by your anger. He is not impressed by your size. He is impressed by your potential. He sees something beneath the chaos: speed, coordination, raw power, and a mind desperate for structure. He introduces you to boxing, but more importantly, he introduces you to discipline. Cus tells you something that will shape your life. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. This is not a slogan to you. It becomes a rule of survival. You move into Cus's home. He becomes your legal guardian. He feeds you, houses you, and gives you something you have never had before: belief. Not empty encouragement, but ruthless, demanding belief. Cus studies philosophy, psychology, and history. He teaches you that fear is not the enemy, it is fuel. Another quote becomes a cornerstone. Fear is like fire. It can cook for you. It can heat your house. Or it can burn you down. You train relentlessly. Hours before dawn, road work, technique, repetition until movement becomes instinct. Cus teaches you the peekaboo style, developed by Floyd Patterson: constant head movement, explosive counters, absolute pressure. You are not just learning how to punch. You are learning how to think. Cus drills confidence into you through repetition and visualization. He makes you say affirmations. He makes you see yourself as champion before you are one. He tells you again and again that greatness is a choice made daily, and you choose it. By 18, you turn professional. The world sees knockouts. What it does not see is the poverty you escaped, the hunger that still follows you into the gym, the fear you now control instead of run from. You are not fighting opponents, you are fighting your past. Wins pile up, first round knockouts, second round knockouts. Your name spreads. Promoters pay attention. Heavyweights are supposed to be slow, cautious. You are neither. You are fast. You are relentless. You are inevitable. In 1986, at just 20 years old, you become the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history. The belt is heavy. The responsibility is heavier. Cus is gone. He died in 1985, before he could see you become champion. His absence leaves a wound success cannot close. You later admit, when Cus died, I lost my balance. He was my stability. Still, the world crowns you. Money flows. Fame explodes. But the habits that lifted you out of poverty, discipline, routine, humility, begin to erode. This is part of the truth too. Your story is not a straight line upward. It is human. It bends, it breaks, it teaches. But the lesson that endures, the reason your story still matters, is this: you did not escape poverty by talent alone. Talent opened the door. Discipline kept it open. Mentorship showed you where to walk. Later in life, reflecting on success and failure, you say, I'm grateful for my early life because it gave me ambition. And also, greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. Your advice is not polished. It is raw, earned the hard way. Respect discipline. Without it, talent is wasted. Choose your environment carefully. One mentor can outweigh 100 distractions. Do not romanticize struggle, but do not waste it either. Pain can educate if you let it. Control your fear before it controls you. Your journey from Brownsville to the world stage is not a fairy tale. It is a case study. Poverty did not make you great. Your response to it did. Asterisk, asterisk, but your story does not stop at escape. It does not end with survival. What makes it historical is what you did to the sport itself. Before you, heavyweight boxing had slowed down. Champions were large, methodical, conservative. Power was respected, but speed was sacrificed for size. Heavyweights were expected to win by accumulation, not explosion. The division had become predictable. You shattered that expectation. You entered the ring lighter than most heavyweights, shorter than nearly all of them. On paper, you were not built like a traditional champion. In practice, you rewrote the blueprint. Your style, rooted in Cus D'Amato's peekaboo system, proved something revolutionary. A heavyweight could be fast, aggressive, and technically sophisticated at the same time. You changed how trainers thought. Suddenly, head movement mattered again. Angles mattered. Footwork mattered. Pressure fighting was no longer reckless, it was scientific. Gyms across the world began studying your fights frame by frame. Young boxers tried to copy your rhythm, your explosive entries, your ability to end fights early without abandoning defense. Historically, your rise coincided with a revival of mainstream interest in boxing. Television ratings surged. Arenas sold out. Boxing was no longer niche, it was spectacle. You brought fear back into the heavyweight division, not as chaos, but as strategy. You once explained your mindset simply. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. The quote became famous because it captured a deeper truth. Preparation matters, but psychological dominance can dismantle preparation instantly. You weaponized intimidation not through theatrics, but through consistency. Opponents often lost before the opening bell. This psychological aspect became a studied component of elite competition, not just in boxing but across sports. Your influence extended beyond technique into sports culture. You became one of the first athletes to embody raw, unfiltered authenticity on a global scale. You did not present a polished hero image. You were flawed, intense, unpredictable. That honesty, sometimes destructive, sometimes inspiring, shifted how the public perceived athletes. You were not a symbol. You were a human being under pressure. Later generations of fighters from multiple weight classes have acknowledged your impact. Coaches still teach combinations you popularized. Analysts still compare knockout power to Prime Tyson. Your name became a reference point, a benchmark. Even your mistakes contributed to the evolution of the sport. Your career forced boxing institutions to confront issues of athlete support, mental health, and the dangers of fame without structure. Your post-Cus years became a cautionary case studied in sports psychology. What happens when discipline disappears faster than talent? You recognized this yourself. Years later, I had success, but I didn't know how to live. That admission matters historically. It reframed greatness not as dominance alone, but as sustainability. Modern athlete development programs emphasizing mentorship, mental conditioning, and life skills exist partly because careers like yours exposed what happens when those elements are missing. You also influenced how young athletes from poverty saw possibility. You did not come from privilege. You did not speak like a corporate spokesperson. You came from the margins and reached the center of the world stage. For many, especially those growing up where opportunity feels abstract, your story made ambition tangible. Your legacy in sport is therefore not singular. You are remembered as the youngest heavyweight champion in history, a technical innovator in pressure fighting, a catalyst for boxing's commercial resurgence, a warning about undisciplined success, proof that mentorship can redirect a life through it all. One lesson remains consistent, one you articulated without softness. I'm not the same person I was. And that's the point. That is how you contributed to sport, not just by winning, but by forcing evolution. You showed what disciplined aggression could achieve. You showed what happens when structure disappears. And you showed that even after falling, reflection can still add value to the world you once dominated. Your story is not about perfection. It is about impact.